God. Did you know they make desk hammocks?
Really?
Why?
You like? Apparently, it's supposed to help with bad posture and stretching out and all that. I mean, I would think getting your fat ass up would be a nice little stretch, but that's just me. But it clips to the sides of your desk, and there's like this hammock that goes across the entire bottom.
Oh yeah,
you just put your feet up.
Yeah, well, you can actually you can sit on a medicine ball if you need like posture.
That is supposed to be debatable if it's that good for you.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
because you have
like it doesn't
spinal
core,
issues.
but I don't know if it's good for you.
Yeah, spinal issues too. This has been
stand up every once in a while.
This is officially the most boring cold start we've ever had.
We were talking about jizzing on stuff.
Oh yeah, what are you talking about?
No, that'll be in the bonus shit. Don't worry about it. Now we're just talking about desks and medicine balls and shit.
We're gonna start editing by editing that best part.
Y'all say we, but we all. I think the four of us know it's gonna be me.
That's when you look at us. Go, we. You guys got a mouse in your pocket?
I could learn. I mean,
would you rather talk about? Yeah, I like how it's week 1 is Animal Crossing, and then like week 3 is porn stars jizzing on mattresses.
That's pretty hot.
The journey we have just come.
There's an escalation going on here.
I love it that we're just like touching upon what we spoke about earlier. Don't speak any more about it because I want that to be the bonus thing.
All right, we can start now.
Oh, that was a hard open.
All right. Well.
All right, Nick.
Are we ready to rock?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do the introductions and all this shit. Oh boy.
Weird start.
Oh wait, Nick. Oh god.
He's dead.
That's our host
for
the evening.
So I guess now we're just GSD.
This is why you don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. We're ready.
Nick,
we in this shit now, boys.
Nick, can we do a little bonus thing? I want to show off a skill I have.
Oh, we in it now.
Yes, dude.
Nick,
I'm
can
so
I want to show a skill I have.
A what?
I want to show everyone a skill I have.
A skill?
I noticed on the back of your shirt you have some Arabic written.
Yeah. You want to read it?
I can read it.
Is that a skill?
Just fuck you, Dayon.
Hold on. It says what it's supposed to say right under it.
Oh yeah. I can't. I don't understand Arabic. I can read it.
I can read it too, guys. Trust me.
No, I'm saying it says what it's supposed to say, or what it says supposedly in English right underneath it.
Yeah.
You'll be able to translate it.
So what's the point of reading it?
I just want to be cool.
You just want to read? Okay.
I think it's okay, guys. I think it says.
Stand up. No, stand up.
I'd say.
Stand up. Oh,
stay back.
You're making me work.
I'm getting this.
Just up.
Tahadzir abki baid al masafa. Move to your right a little bit, lead. Thank you. Matar. Ausuf. Tatarasa lala talak al nar. That was entertaining for everybody.
He just made shit up. No one will know.
Woo! I also pronounced every fucking word.
Durka. They say in South
by the way.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Right, we'll spell all that out. Okay, now we'll start for real.
Okay, let's start for real now. All right, Nick. I'm sorry.
Oh God, need a beer.
That should be our tagline.
I need a beer.
Yeah, that's how we started. Jeez, we need a beer.
All
right,
a bear.
What's up?
Speak some Arabic.
Huh?
Let him do the thing.
Yeah, I have been working my tail off to nail this. And I'm so hot. I'm so sweaty now. I'm so nervous. Alright, so what's up, my dudes and dudettes? Welcome to another episode of the Goonsquad podcast. I will be your host today. Leet Demon, or Nick, as it's shown on screen.
How's it going? Desperado GPJ here. Signing in.
What's up, man? Steve here, aka Blackened.
Hey, I'm the village idiot Dion, aka Bella, and aka Swift, aka Swiftheart. Hi.
AKA beautiful boy.
Yeah, sorry about that. Got a frog in my throat or something. yeah.
Also, wait, before, new listeners or new watchers and stuff, or even previous ones, you'll now be able to tweet us. So if you look down below on the video feed, you'll see our Twitter. It says official GNSD. Anything you want us to do, any topics you'd like us to discuss and everything, do let us know, and we'll consider it. Also, if you guys have any catchphrases you guys want us to kind of say on stream, if they're PG, you got it. Or if they're not PG too, as long as they're
I
not.
was gonna say why PG?
I meant to say as long as there's no racist shit or like whatever. Anyway, you know
Oh,
Anywho,
okay.
now I'm gonna pass you right back to our host Nick. Nick, take it away.
So anyway, yes, please tweet at us. But anyway, we're gonna talk about our origins. This is a big episode, huh? Or what? This is going bad. Woo!
This is the episode I was waiting for.
The first real podcast. You don't see how bad it's going.
God. Damn. Anyway,
all right.
We're going to talk about our origins into gaming. How things have evolved for ourselves over. I mean, how long have we been doing this? For years now, right? I mean, at least 10 together. But we're going to start completely back in the beginning when we first got exposed to gaming, and we're going to hit certain details along the way, you know, like bringing our families involved, our friends, outside influences and all that, maybe the game that got us going and all that, and then we'll eventually get to how we all came together. So who would like to start? You want me to start? You guys want to start?
No, you can start, buddy boy.
You want me to start? All right.
You're the most interesting story for sure.
So I was never a gamer growing up. I grew up playing sports. I've always wanted to be just the best at anything competitive I did. So I devoted most of my life just getting better at that, and then obviously working at an early age. I didn't get into gaming until my sophomore year of high school because I was taken out of sports with concussions. They wouldn't let me play anymore, and that was devastating. So a good friend of mine, Forrest, who hopefully we meet in the future, but we'll call him Leap Beast for now.
Yeah, let's not tell him. Tell everybody his actual nickname.
Yeah. So many of them now, but we met up one day at his house. He showed me Steam, and that's where I eventually started playing Left 4 Dead 2 for shits and giggles. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was a video game, nothing much. And eventually started playing it in my downtime. And then I found myself playing it in the morning, then wanting to play it while I was at school and all that. Just got hooked on it extremely quick. Once I found a couple people who wanted to stick around and play with me, I eventually started trying to get really, really good at the game. That never happened. So I looked for some help.
You were fine.
I don't think so. That is so far-fetched. But I appreciate the comments, fellas. Thank you. Thank you so much. But eventually I ran into... I don't know who I ran into first. I think I ran into Chicken, actually. And was it Chicken or you?
It was me. We were in the same team.
You? No. I'm saying just in general. Just as like...
right. Yeah. It was probably Chicken.
I believe I ran into Chicken because he had the silence tag.
Yeah.
So our friend Chicken...
Yeah, our good friend.
You want to talk about Chicken?
Yeah, let's go
into
Chicken. Chicken is an amazing person. He has a wonderful personality, and he started this beautiful group called Celebrity Gaming.
He's a very social guy.
Oh yeah,
loves people.
Yeah,
loves helping people too.
Yeah, and he would like care about like noobs and stuff. And that was like in a time where no one gave a fuck. If you didn't know what you were doing, you're like, we hate you. We don't like you. Please don't play with us. Kick them immediately, kind of thing. Especially in Left 4 Dead.
I like this.
They only have like 4-on-4.
Yeah, I like this because all four of us have our own separate kind of interactions with Chicken, and how
he was the glue. Yeah.
He was definitely the glue. He was right in the center of it all. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's perfect. it's just kind of, it is weird now that Greg said it. He did care about the new people, and I think that's what really got me hooked onto kind of working on my aim and getting faster and better at the game. Because I asked, he played with a couple other people like Sweetson and all them, and they were running the table against us all the time, and I never figured out until I found out they were in the same group and they were working together. They've played together. They've helped each other for so long. So I asked him a couple questions about some pointers and whatnot, and he helped me eventually get better to the point where I was looking to try to join whatever group he was in. And of course, that didn't work out right away. He told me to kind of talk to other people, and I got into a group called GM, which I do not remember the name, actually. Vela, do you remember the name?
Grinning Militia.
General Militia?
Grinning Militia. But drop the
Militia.
G. Grinning Militia.
Grinning.
Not as cool as Goonsquad.
Yeah.
I mean, no. I'll say one thing about them. Like, we were one of like the elite teams back then. This was before like IA was like known and stuff.
The prime of Left 4 Dead 2 in the PC era, which was circa what was this 2000?
You'd really
like
have
10 years ago.
You'd really have to get into the minutia of it all just to make GMs sound like they were a thing, like a huge kind of thing.
In a very small,
yes,
niche market, they were the best of the small niche market.
Yeah.
But what sucks, I got there so late. Vela, you were in there.
Yeah.
And I think you just left. If not, you were on the steps of getting out. I believe.
I believe there was like about a couple of months at least. I was in GM for a very long time. You remember it was Death. That was the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was a leader and stuff, and he had his own like pro team, but like we were just community kind of stuff. And like I saw your name every now and then, but we never interacted.
Yeah.
Back then. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about later how we.
I was gonna say, me and Lead. My first memory of us interacting was pretty like visceral. I remember like I think it was me, you, Chicken, someone else, maybe JWoww, whatever. Mm-hmm. We played a game. It was either campaign, Left 4 Dead, something Left 4 Dead, not Left 4 Dead, where we were like immediately this guy, which was you, was just like this weirdo exclaiming like, they're attacking me, help me out, bud. Like I noticed your personality straight away. I was like, oh, this guy seems fun. Mm-hmm. And like the fact that you weren't like like an underage weirdo kid, which is creepy and weird. Like, okay, he's around my age. And two, you're just like, he seemed like an interesting guy. He seems okay at the game, but he's more fun than anything else. I was like, oh, all right, okay, let's try to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And so like I think immediately we like kind of like it went well. As far in my memory, anyways, it was just like, oh yeah, this guy seems pretty cool. I'll just keep playing with this guy.
And there was times where there was another guy, Hesh, who I ran around with for a while. And I think I played with him. If it wasn't in Celebrity Gaming, I played with him probably the most outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good dude. He reminded me a lot of you, Greg, and that's where, after I started playing with you a couple times, added you on Steam, started playing with you more and more, that's where I guess that tie kind of came in. He was chill, you were chill.
That's
you weren't.
The first barrier is adding someone on Steam. Once you make that past that, I was like, that's a huge step. You committed.
Best friend.
Okay, this person, I can tolerate them messaging me and shit if it comes to that.
So, like, back then, I feel like we should mention adding someone on Steam was a little more of a bigger thing than it is today. Because today, people add people on Steam, like, on a whim, or, like, you want to do a trade, fine, I'll add you, and, like, stuff like that. Back then, adding someone on Steam was like adding someone on your personal Facebook. Like, because Steam, in a way, was your Facebook for gaming.
Yeah, I didn't hide my profile like a lot of people do, so they saw everything.
Yeah, and like back then, like this, like keep in mind, guys, like back then, all we had was either Ventrilo, Mumble, and Steam. We didn't have Discord. We didn't have any other place to kind of hang out. So like,
or Mumble.
Yeah, I mentioned Mumble.
Did.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just that. So yeah, you could hang out with someone on or TeamSpeak, sure.
Yeah.
Like so you could hang out with someone on Steam on all of those voice over IP applications, but adding someone on Steam meant that you were like Facebook official, like friends, like in that sense. Yeah.
But that was so wild too. The fact that it was, I don't know. Now that you say
Yeah, like I immediately recognized like this kid is gonna be interesting. I want to hang out with him. Want to play with this guy. It was strange how it was like immediately there was a connection there, as opposed to like I think me and Vela had a more of a, at least at first, it was just kind of like, oh, he was in Discord or whatever. We were talking, not Discord, but it would be some kind of voice thing. Yeah. And it was not like an immediate, like me and you, I think was immediate, and Steve, I think me and Steve were pretty immediate stuff. But Vela was kind of like the more like, oh, he's the kind of the cool kid doing his own thing. Because you get more connections already in place. Whereas I think we were all kind of newcomers into this whole society where he was like established.
Yeah, I think we all joined about the same time. And I think Vela was already there for a little while.
That was, So celebrity before celebrity was a celebrity. It was named celebrity? Something else. It was called Scabby Ladies, I think. And Chicken's gonna listen to this and he's gonna prove me. Well, he's gonna
the one person that cares.
but like I was there in the very big. So it was Scabby Ladies, and we had like an
How did you meet Chicken?
How did I meet Chicken? Through in Grin and Militia. There was Death. There was man, I'm forgetting all these guys' names. A bunch of people. Who?
I remember Pestilence. That's the only guy I remember.
Yeah, so like they were called the four horsemen. That's why Death's called.
There you go.
Pestilence.
Weren't they all like older dudes, too, like in their 40s or something?
No,
one of them was a female.
No, no. Who? Babe Ruthless?
No. She ran around with Death. I don't know if she was one of the four horsemen, but I think she was like a
you're
sub.
talking about Jessa.
Remember Jacksonville Bourbon?
Who? Jacksonville Bourbon as well. So, Left 4 Dead 2 is such a odd game. Not an odd game. It's
intimate.
It's very intimate. It's very close community and stuff. And also, like, it had a lot of at the time, like, female gamers who like really enjoyed it. And some of them were like really good and very intense. Yeah. So there was a lot of drama. Drama was everywhere. I love that too. Holy shit.
Oh, that's another reason why we all seemed pretty cool, because none of us were like psychopaths or like
except for
liars or so many things that went wrong. But it was pretty chill.
So nice. Speaking about like the person you were talking about, Nick, the girl in the team, her name was Jessa. She went by a nickname I forget now, but
didn't you date a girl that was playing Left 4 Dead 2 at some point?
It was her.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh, Yellow? Was that her name?
That was after. I don't really feel comfortable talking about
sorry.
Going too deep.
My bad.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Fuck, what was the question?
Let's move on to Steve.
No. You asked me. No. I remember. You asked me how did I meet Chicken.
Oh yeah.
So Jessa introduced me to Chicken, and mid-game's like, "Oh, he's such this cool dude and everything." I'm like, "Oh, cool, okay." And like back then, I was this like rosy-eyed boy who's coming into like who's given the opportunity to like hang out with these cool people, right? So like, oh yeah, shit, Chicken and stuff. And Chicken really didn't think much of me at that time and stuff. So like, it was that because he was established.
Wasn't sexually interested yet.
Never. So I had this like fleeting moment. I still remember the picture he used back then too. It was an actual picture of him. Nothing like, oh cool, he's cool, dude, whatever and stuff. But we never really interacted. Like he was just one of those people in Left 4 Dead 2 to me, and I was just a new person, like invading his stomping grounds and shit.
It's all about the facade, baby.
Yeah. So I learned how to play Left 4 Dead 2. I learned all the tricks, how to like can trick, not can trick, but like double like throw it far and shit, but like double clicking all this shit, just by watching Death. Death was like a really good fucking player, and he taught me like close to everything I know. He like got me into it and stuff. He also was very unique in Left 4 Dead 2 because he was not an asshole, and he was amazing at the game.
That's nice.
Yeah, and that you guys can agree was very rare back then.
The rare combination.
Oh, yeah.
Very rare back then. Yeah. So like
again, that's why we all kind of had that to some extent. We were never all that great, but we had enough of it that was like, okay, I want to play with them even if they're not the best. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're not douches.
Yeah. So after
I think I remember. Well, no, I don't want to interrupt you. But
go ahead.
I think when I met Steve, my first memory is basically just like I'm not sure who introduced us or it was just kind of random chance or whatever, but it was just like we play, and I remember you being super chill and be like, this guy's just like solid. He's like really good at the game.
Too. Yeah.
It's like innately right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I played Left 4 Dead 1
That's right.
When it came out, and I was a big part of that community for a while.
Was that on PC?
And then, yeah, it was on PC.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was on PC.
Yeah, so I'd been on Steam for a while already, but I was mostly between Left 4 Dead 1, Halo, and like World of Warcraft.
I remember
Those were my
Halo
three.
was a huge thing for you. Yeah.
Yeah, Halo was a huge thing for me, and then I was on like Xfire. Like that was sort of my alternate to Steam at the time. And then I was mostly in versus in Left 4 Dead 2, and then I started doing scavenge a little bit. And who's the guy that was the guy that ran the Left 4 Dead 2 scavenge community?
Prodigy
What was
Sim.
his name?
Prodigy Sim.
Yeah, Prodigy Sim. He's
No,
who
well,
introduced.
yeah, kind of.
No.
There's a couple.
It wasn't
sure.
Prodigy Sim. Prodigy Sim ran the versus
No,
community.
yeah, he ran the versus.
Hosted it?
He wrote the configs.
Icy Inferno?
I don't know.
Because he
Might have
wrote
been
Some
Confoggle.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Some dude.
Whoever ran the actual community is who actually sent me the first invite to that community for scavenge. And then I saw that Chicken was recruited, and that's how I reached out to Chicken.
Right.
Chicken.
All right. So wait,
I didn't meet.
if I could just
go
bring
ahead.
it back really, because I didn't actually finish how I met Chicken.
Yeah, sorry, brother.
Real quick.
Yeah.
It's all good. So after I left GM because of like this entire thing, very personal shit that to protect that person, I'm not going to get into.
Already got into it. It's okay.
No. Like this, I didn't. Kind of. Anyway, I left, and at that point, I'd known. Shut up. I'd known who Nick was. Like I knew who Nick was because like we were in the same team. Like we played a bunch of games together, but we just never interacted. Because I used to never use my mic. I used to hate talking to people, apart from like doing call outs and stuff. Like, you know, smoker charge
It's all
and
about
shit.
the game, dude.
It's all about the game. So I left, and then I think I left 4 Dead for a while. And then I came back under a new name, or I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
because I think Chicken started doing the competitive thing, right?
Yes. And I started playing with Chicken and stuff, and he invited me. And he's like, oh, just come join us. Like, it's just us. And at that point, I think it was me, She Havoc, Panda, and I think Blackout, but I'm not entirely sure. It was someone else. Yeah. Like Miss Davis or something like that. Anyway, sure. These are all names that don't matter, guys. No. But anyway, I got it. The main focus is we're talking about how we met Chicken. So that's how I met Chicken and stuff, and I never left. Like, I was just with them and stuff. And then over time, you guys joined.
Yeah.
And, like, we got to know each other. So, right off the bat, I remember, Nick, I remembered you. Just offer your name and stuff. But
you're memorable.
But we never did speak at that point. Because keep in mind, everyone, we didn't really have a mumble, so to speak. Yeah, everything was in-game.
Yeah, there was only, like, 4 people in the game, so it was like... Yeah, you have Chicken, who's going to be in every game.
Yes.
And you have you, and that's half the team. So there's only 2 other people you get to interact with, basically.
Exactly.
At a time.
So I remember, Greg, you were in another team at that time. You were in ETL, but you used to hang out with us like exclusively, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, I remember was like I really liked because you had this kind of thing where you like to kind of break the game down into like a testing wise, like. You would see like, oh, how do you actually dead stop a hunter and stuff, and you'd practice it and you'd get it and stuff. So you already on your track to becoming like one of the elites and stuff.
Yeah, I had all the config commands.
Yeah,
you really.
Well, one of the good things about Left 4 Dead and about just Steam games in general is you could just jump into a local map and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spawn hunters.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah. Bless the source engine.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah. But yeah, so then
always look at it.
And then that happened, and we were good for a very long time. Like, we were still getting to know each other. Like, we all had like different levels of friendship between each other and stuff. At that point, I didn't really have that established friendship with any of you guys, apart from just like, as in like, it would be awkward if me and one of you would be alone in a game together and stuff. But that might be different for you guys, right? So go ahead, like, speak towards that.
You guys remember that Europe tournament we did, right?
Yeah, I think it was the biggest.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot more.
So in my experiences to that build-up, I felt like I was one of the last ones to join Celebrity because all 3 of you were in there. I think Sweetson just got in there, and at the time, I apologize if she hears this, but I think at the time, she was like the bottom line type thing. It was like the one hump I had to get over to get in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, anyway.
Move on.
Anyway, I remember joining the Mumble, and I could not get my mic set up because I've never had to do that before.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think Greg spoke up, and then I heard Dayon at one point say something, but I couldn't pinpoint who it was because I never heard it again for the rest of that day. And I never met Blackened in game, thank God, too. Because once I saw how you guys played, you guys were freaks of nature at that time. You were very intimidating, all of you were. So it's like the only thing that made me comfortable was Greg and Chicken. And
Noise.
watching Steve and Dayon, it was like a bar I had to aim for.
Oh man,
I wanted to get to, and I never got there. Oh,
There was that separation, at least in Left 4 Dead, with the competitive side of it. Because again, there's only like 4 people on the team, so it was like you really had us. I remember we had like I think 5 decent players, or at least 5.
Chicken was kind
so
of
it was
grooming us to be like.
Yeah, sometimes you would get in, sometimes you wouldn't. It would like really depend, just kind of on who was online, basically.
I did.
That was kind of annoying too, because like it was only. There's not enough. We had so many people that it was almost too many people.
I remember as well. In tandem at that moment, I was also dabbling in TF2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was dabbling in TF2, and I think Nick, you got into TF2 before everyone with us, with me rather. I remember I didn't know who you were, but you asked me if you could have a hat that I had, and I was like,
shit.
"Who the fuck is this?" Like, no.
How dare you? That's a friend.
Arrogance.
Like, absolutely not. No. Like, whatever. And I just, like, loved it. But I remember that happening, for sure. And the funny thing is, later on in our friendship, I gave you that hat.
Well, how was it?
It's the toque, the red and black, for the heavy.
How do you not know?
For
How
the
do you
heavy?
forget?
Oh, the hat I still rock right now? Oh my God, yes.
Wow.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I think eventually. So basically, what happened was we figured out we weren't good enough to play TF or Left 4 Dead competitively because it was. I mean, people are freaks in that game, so it just wasn't worth.
It was a dying game at that point, essentially.
That's true too.
Yeah, it was.
It's definitely dying.
Because I was still big in I played a lot of the versus scene as well. I was doing Confoggle tournaments and stuff where like Prodigy Sim was making those.
No, hold on. We're skipping a huge thing.
Uh-huh.
We were in a TF2 way before we started actually being the main celebrity team.
You guys were, yeah.
Sure.
No. We were like, because that happened, and then eventually we started playing together as a team. We did all those things like kind of testing how quickly we could run cans on rooftop and all this stuff. Because remember, Chicken used to make us do those drills, not make us, but like suggest like we do those drills and stuff, like where we had to do like a game a week with the
Actually
other members and
Yeah,
stuff.
like a campaign game at the hardest difficulty.
Yeah. That way, man.
And try to make it through.
If there's anyone that can run a fucking team, it's Chicken. Like, holy shit. Like, he was like a NBA coach.
Definitely a coach.
It was crazy.
It was fun. But I think that's what tied me in to the competitive scene.
Yeah.
Well, eventually evolving into PC gaming and all that competitively. But at the time, just Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else was out there. And then we dabbled into TF2 because it
Team
one
Fortress.
TF2 came later.
Team
Again,
Fortress.
again, TF2 came way later.
Yeah, but I'm saying
whatever.
me and Forrest, or me and Leet Beast at the time, we played a little bit here and there, just kind of off. I didn't know what it was or anything. It was just a free game. We didn't have to, do anything. We just
Either way,
Wasn't
we
free
got
back
into
then.
it.
Yeah.
And that game became way more important because it's better in so many ways. One, you get more people on the team, 9 people at least. And 2, it's just way more different gameplay. It's way more. I won't say it's better. I'd say it's different. It's way different. It's just more interesting. It's more diverse, I guess. I would say that.
Well, the reason why I was kind of stopping us from talking about TF2 in a huge way, because I wanted to get into TF2 when we were talking about it, when we started talking about Relax. And how we left.
Yeah, okay,
celebrities.
so I guess, so we started to move away from... So Chicken started to get a little more intense with his inner circle when, again, Left 4 Dead 2 only had 4 people on a team, so it became way more about who could make that, like, inner circle, inner team. Eventually, drama came up, as it does.
It was drama,
it
was drama.
It was drama. And
let's be honest, I kickstarted it.
go ahead and talk about this, because you know way more than I do. I just kind of went along with the ride kind of thing.
I was like, I I didn't like. Cause the thing about me, if I don't like how things are run and shit, I'll be that sourpuss who kind of like kicks up a fuss, like passive aggressively in the background. And I did that to the point where I think I tussled with Sweetson. In a way, I said something I should never ever say again. I won't ever say again.
You could say it. You could say it. It's fine.
I told
her.
I told her to put down the fork. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I'm not proud of it. And you know what, Sweetson, if you're watching this, like, I'm really sorry. I was the asshole back then. I'm really sorry.
Of course.
No one.
Of course, you were the asshole.
Yeah. I'm just like, for posterity. I'm just like putting it.
The thing was, she was not. She didn't forgive. Is the thing. So she was very stubborn and very aggressive. So
yeah. Also, to be fair, it was a reason I said it. Like, she was kind of being a little overbearing at the time.
Either way.
Anyway,
there was enough people butting heads. Yes.
I left in a huff, just like I left GM as well. I left in a huff, and by that time, I had formed really close connections with the three of you. Really close connections, yeah.
Me.
And man, that's something I'll never forget. Y'all came with me, and yeah.
Solidarity, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, it was no decision, really. It was yeah, of course. Oh.
Cheers to you guys.
Cheers
to GNSD.
And I think that's what brought us closer to where we are now.
Yeah,
but we'll get into that.
Because then I was afforded to be an asshole in a different game.
Right.
And then TF2 happened, and now fine. Now you guys can talk about TF2.
You ended up being kind of like our coach in TF2 because you had prior experience in it.
I
for
dabbled.
The most part.
I dabbled that. Yeah.
Where the rest of us were kind of like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
See, that's one of my biggest regrets because I feel like I took the fun away from off the game. And TF2 is an amazing game. I felt I stole it away from you guys just by making it all serious and shit.
My first 500 hours in TF2, I never played a pub game.
Really?
Nope.
That's probably right. I think I probably
never played a pub game. It was all competitive or SVS.
Wow.
Oh no!
Oh wow! No, I was complete opposite.
No.
I remember jumping into casual matches and playing Payload Race Pipeline.
Mm.
Yeah, here's the thing about TF2. We could talk about this for forever.
Yeah.
So this is the whole TF2 became the flourishing flower that we all grew to love and admire in different ways.
Yes.
Some people love the competitive nature. Some people love the deep, different kind of gameplay you can do with it. Some people just love messing around in public servers and punching people as a heavy. And obviously, I think me and Nick are more on the casual side, and you two are play more on the competitive side. I think definitely Dayon definitely got more of the competitive. I mean, and Steve was all sniper all the time. SDS.
Yeah. That's indicative of how Steve is. He's just really reductionist when it comes to breaking a game down.
Getting really good at this one thing.
Oh my goodness.
Everything else. I remember the greatest thing about that game was that it would show you your stats of how often you play different classes. I would always ask people oh, how much did you play this? Because mine was kind of like a slope of kind of mostly soldier, mostly scout heavy. And and Steve was I played 2 hours of medic or something, or something nothing. Just all snipers, 3,000 hours sniper, 0 hours anything else. Crazy. And then Lee would do nothing but collect hats and shit. You got really into the trading game, to an insane way. We all got into trading at some point. It became a huge deal.
I
did.
That's why I had Nick there.
Right, we were there though. We were all witnessing to it. Just the craziness that came from it, and just he got really into it. Nick, please tell us. So each one of us had its own unique purpose in TF2. It's such a diverse game.
Mm-hmm.
At least back then. Now it's kind of all mellowed out, but.
Mm-hmm.
It's outrageous now. Everything's way too expensive. But doing all the trading and everything, one of the things that Vela touched up on about me asking for one of his hats, there was always a hat that came from Left 4 Dead 2 that Bill wore, the character Bill.
Yes.
It was a soldier's...
It was a green army hat.
Beret.
Like a cadet hat or something, yeah.
Yeah, and
Beret.
it was worth a lot.
Was it gray?
It was a beret.
It was a green beret.
Oh, beret. I thought you said gray.
Beret.
But it sold for a lot. And a lot of Left 4 Dead 2
2.5
players...
keys? something like that.
No, it was like 8 to 10 keys back then.
It was
Oh,
a
that's
hat.
a
It was
prime.
it was a hat that you got for pre-ordering Left 4 Dead 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
for
it's
the
fairly
listeners,
limited supply.
for our listeners,
Yeah.
how much is 2 to 10? The price? How much was it worth?
Good amount.
In dollars.
At the time, 8 to 10 keys, that was roughly just under $20.
It's $250 a key.
A lot, and a lot
It
of
was
people
a
didn't
lot.
know what they had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
definitely remember.
You
I
preyed
remember-
on people, man.
Everyone was like, "Let's talk to everyone we know.
Yeah.
We play Left 4 Dead and see if they can give us our hats for free because they're idiots." And we were just like literally messaging in mass everyone we knew. It was great. At least I did. I don't know about you guys. I did.
Nah, I didn't do shit, man. I was too busy trying to like perfect the game.
Got a lot of hats from
money.
my Left 4 Dead 1 buddies.
There you go.
Heck yeah. But got into a lot of trading back in TF2. I think I focused more on trading than I did getting better at the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. We started playing competitively in that because of our experience in Left 4 Dead. We were like, "Oh yeah, I like playing competitive."
Yeah.
It's a nice different pace of like because casual TF2 is so casual. It's nice to have that competitive like, oh, I actually care if I win and all that stuff when you play competitive.
That's-
So it's nice to have a group of people you can depend on, and it's like 9 people. So it actually took a lot of like people actually showing up
Coordination.
and people that you could depend on.
Well,
So it was nice to have that group of people that we had, and we started building on that. And it also helped solidify us as a friend group for sure
Yeah.
on that.
well, we first started on 6s, but 6 people.
That's right.
One medic, two scouts, 2 soldiers, 1 demo man.
Yeah,
And-
I think from this point on, we basically always knew, like, after TF2, we always were the 4 of us hanging out at some point in some degree.
Yeah.
I think you've gotten to see us go for a bit and then kind of drop TF2 a little bit, but other than
Yeah.
that, it was like pretty much all
Again,
the 4
that
of
came
us
like
always.
way later.
Yeah. Oh no, this is years later.
Yeah.
For sure.
But 6s was great, and like the thing is, I really wanted. At that point, I was already watching videos every day. I was already like kind of watching scrims every day. I knew who the pro players were and all this stuff. Like not personally, obviously, I knew of them, and I really I want to do that. And so like I looked at like my box and like I had you guys and stuff like, and I was like, no, come on, let's do this. Let's get into it. And you guys were like still like enjoying the game casually and stuff. And like I just like took you and like tossed you into the thing. Like let's fucking do this. And that was the 3rd time I was an asshole. Like yeah, because I was trying to like
I
run
liked
this
that push
team
though.
and
It
shit.
was nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
But the thing
Because
is,
we
like,
wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for that.
yeah,
A
that's
whole
true.
nother. There's always a community based around those
Yeah,
games,
yeah.
man, that
And,
no one
like,
else knows about.
And so that was fun because we started like winning and losing a lot, and but we got into this very analytical kind of skill kind of thing where we kind of like not judged ourselves, but kind of wanted to get better or understand why we were losing and all this stuff,
Yeah.
And that I guess like was
I think we just weren't patient enough.
we weren't patient enough and we wanted things to happen too quick.
That was also
Yeah.
the next great step in our friendship, though, honestly, because it was we were doing competitive to it got more intense, I would say, during TF2 and less
Yeah,
Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead was kind of
definitely,
like whatever.
yeah.
You could blame one guy for carrying the team, but
Yeah.
Team Fortress 2 was like, okay, it's a team effort now because 9 people, it's intense.
Way more variables.
And people are getting more angry, people are getting intense, people are like rage creating, the drama kind of like heightens a little bit, people get upset. Me specifically, I happened a lot. I would definitely say I screamed at some people.
I think. Wait. In 6s, I was the most upset, and in Highlander, I feel like you were, Greg.
I think that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. But either way, knowing that you guys could take my rage and not hate me is like a huge
yeah.
step. It's like, these people are all right. They can take the shit.
Because
I will be the first to admit, every time I heard, like, down the road after a while, let it be known, one of Greg's favorite things to scream is, where is my fucking team?
yes.
And I got so tired of hearing that shit, because most of the time it was directed towards my ass. Because usually in the fights, it's me and Greg's characters, side by side, ready to rock and roll.
Usually that's what you would
So-
expect.
I would hear, where's my fucking team?
So let me really quickly break it down for our listeners and viewers. In competitive TF2, and we're not going to get into the whole thing about it, but your heavy and your demo and your medic are part of your trio that are the most important. Greg was our heavy, Nick was our demo.
Where are you? Where are you, Nick? Tell me. I don't know where you are.
Everyone else is supporting cast.
And most of the time I was dead when
I
he
was
would
also making
ask.
crazy plays a lot. I was doing crazy shit.
But you were
It's
good
just
at
that
it.
much more
I mean,
fun.
to be honest, Greg, you were kind of the caller at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like you would lead the medic in and stuff, and like they would follow and stuff. But yeah, it's hard when.
But to skip ahead, so how it went was we played TF2 for a while. Shit happened. Whatever. It was good. Eventually, we actually met in person. So okay, would you want to talk about this? Like Dayon lives in Toronto. I mean, and so we actually met first person. For the first time ever.
Yeah.
At his wedding, which is pretty crazy.
Now, let me kind of backtrack.
fun.
Let me get back on the intros or whatever that
Go
we're
for it.
trying to do. But after the whole TF2 thing and everything, we got the invites for Dayon's wedding. And I've never flown, never been out of the country, never did any of that. And I did
Country
all of
boy.
this alone just for that man up in Toronto.
Buddy, I was in your
And his
pocket
big
the
going.
entire time.
Heck yeah. And I wasn't going to say no. I wasn't going to let anybody stop me. Now, let it be known, my mom hated the fact that I was
I
going
was
to do
brown.
something like this.
I can imagine.
Not that. She hated the fact that I was doing something based off of basically gaming
Online.
as the
Yeah,
background
yeah,
or something. She
Never
was very
met.
nervous. She didn't agree with that. And
Mhm.
that has always been a thing with her, even up until now. It hasn't changed at all. But
Can't wait to meet your mom someday.
Had like I had Dayon pick me up at it was like 10:30 at night at a bus station. There's like
Yeah.
nobody around.
Yeah, fucking fiasco.
It was
Me-
really
Like,
late.
what
Yeah.
could
I was-
possibly go wrong?
I was meeting Nick at the airport, and I was like, I know what this kid. I don't know what he looks like. I just have a basic Facebook picture of like him in like a suit randomly or something. Like it was not a clear picture of what you look like.
No,
And
but
so
you're
I did-
saying,
Oh,
you're saying
my
we never
prom
did
pictures.
we never did a webcam thing before that?
We did.
we probably did.
We
But
must have.
remember,
But Nick was always just like,
I had really bad internet.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was like glued to the phone.
It's like it's like the lights are turned off. It's like,
Yeah, it was
Meanwhile-
so dark.
This is how's it going.
Meanwhile,
I was
I'm
mysterious.
in Toronto. I'm in Toronto, like with like 6 different chats with each of you. They're trying to like, okay, you got to meet this guy over here. Because like this guy can't find a fucking place to charge his
Nightmare.
phone. Like, oh my god, this guy's batteries died out. Oh god, like I was air traffic control.
Yeah, 'cause it was.
Like,
I think it was like
Goon
midnight or
traffic
something. It
control.
was super
Yeah,
late,
because
Yeah.
and I was like, "Is that Nick?"
Your
I don't
flight
know.
was delayed by like an hour and a half or
Yeah,
something.
it was
a lot
awkward.
of things happened. Like
A lot
it
of
was
shit happened.
crazy.
It
But
was
finally,
an amazing first experience.
It was a blast. It was a blast. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I
Funny
didn't go
thing.
to sleep until I knew everyone was like where they needed to be.
It was just so crazy though, because we were talking to your family, and they're like, "Oh, you're the guys that are just friends of him online, right?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the first time we've all met each other. It's totally weird." But
And I
you
know my dad was like, "Wow, that's really cool." Like,
these are some true friends right there.
yeah.
You know, fly up there. All American boys, isn't that Canadian?
Yeah.
That's right.
But we visited, and it was like, it was a whole new step, a whole new level for
was, and I
our
wish-
friendship.
I wish I got to spend more time with you guys. Like I feel like I was completely robbed.
It
No,
was the,
it
it
was
was the
fun.
week of your wedding. What are you
I
talking
got
about,
to
buddy?
see both weddings.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Love that. Sorry, by the way.
It's not a sorry. It's a
Damn
quota.
Damn it.
Took a guess and it fucked up.
do you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
I can't imagine you wearing it. Like,
I've
where
never
would you
worn
wear
it.
it now?
No, I haven't worn it. I think it's cool. I don't know.
Just do me a favor. Don't wear it on Halloween and pretend you're a princess.
That's a
Oh
good
my
idea. I'm
God.
gonna
Don't
do
fucking.
that now.
Please don't
That's
do
so
that. Oh my
messed
idea.
God. Anyway.
But
Yeah.
we went from Dayon's wedding. Everything kind of stepped up from there. I mean,
Yeah.
we were kind of out of TF2. We were kind of just doing our own thing, but we still stuck together.
Yeah.
Still hung out and all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it became like video chats more normal. Like we're all pretty.
We've grown older.
intimate, just friends at this point. It's gonna
Yeah.
be happening. Regardless, whatever
Oh
we do.
hell yeah, hell fucking.
Just trying to find games to play together and hanging out.
Speaking
doing
towards finding time to play games together. I loved how the moment I think all of us finally met, because I met Steve and Jacob first and Ray, because we picked them all up and like brought them back and stuff. The next day, literally, like I remember Greg coming up, like he hugged me and he picked me up and everything. Like it was like old times. And what did we do right after that?
You did video games?
Yeah, we
Mortal
just played
Kombat, I
fucking-
think,
yeah.
wasn't it?
No,
Or Injustice?
I think we played Nidhogg or I don't know where it was.
Yeah.
I think you're
I
right.
remember Nidhogg was in there, but
No, you're right. You're right.
No.
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat or Injustice. Yeah, we did that.
It
we
was
played
crazy.
video games?
Yeah, my point
Yeah,
was
the-
like literally
like,
hug.
some
Yeah, what's up? And then we're just
Yeah.
on the couch playing games again.
But honestly, that transition was really not a big deal. It's like, oh
No,
yeah,
it
I feel
really
like I've known this
wasn't.
guy this whole time. Nothing's
Right.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're just putting a voice with a physical body at that point. It was, I mean,
Yeah.
I felt so
It's
weird
natural.
because of what, my mom's feelings and everything. It's like, maybe these guys, maybe
Well,
they have a basement full of people or something.
To clarify, we were all like around the same age, and we had all been
Yeah,
webcamming
worked
and
out.
shit. And we at this point we already knew each other for like 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I don't think any of us had any kinds of like.
One thing that's
Bodies
it's
in
still
the
kind of
film.
weird though. When you meet someone in person, even after a certain amount of time, it's still
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it could get awkward or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
some
had
people
already
are-
met Greg at this point.
that's
Yes.
true
Yeah, because I already met you and Jacob.
because we all live in Virginia. It was bizarre.
Oh yeah, we all
coincidence.
realized that 5 out of the 9 people on our team all lived in Virginia.
Yeah,
We're like,
1 hour away from each other. It was
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Crazy coincidence.
Whole internet
Yeah.
was in one place.
No, it's
It was
nutty.
great.
And like
I did want to. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're the host.
You're the host.
No. That's why I'm passing it on to Dayon right now.
Pounding the
geez.
man.
I want to hear. I only have a question.
I'll just say
but-
one thing. I just I loved how
No.
seamless it was.
Oh.
That's it. Nick,
Okay.
please.
Go ahead, Nick.
Well, I wanted to ask, just from your guys' experience, the day that we all met for the very first time, what in your guys' eyes was the most awkward moment for you?
I mean, it was definitely the first time I saw you because I didn't know if it was you or not. It was like, this is a kid at the airport.
Yeah. You
And I was
asked me
like-
twice,
I
too.
literally
and I
said-
purposely
I
ignored
said-
you.
I said Nick. I was like, Nick, is that you? Basically, and then you said nothing, so I was like,
Yeah,
walk away.
Nick,
Well,
what were you
mindset was
thinking?
like, there's no
What were you
way
thinking?
there's somebody here.
Yeah,
there's
I think-
no way somebody is sitting here saying my name. They're not talking to me.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah,
think that-
well,
And then he did it again, and I was like, okay, maybe I should
I
say
literally walked within a foot of you. I'm like, are you Nick? Like, I was like, I'm not gonna, like,
I'm just looking
have
over here
some
like, get away
awkward
from me.
situation.
At Pearson, like
be direct about it.
Yeah. I think the most awkward thing for me was trying to not call people by their gamer tags.
Oh my god,
That was
crazy in the
terrible.
game mode,
Yeah.
which was great. Yeah, for sure.
It's like
So-
the more you drank, the worse it got.
No,
It was so
it's
funny
like-
because people were constantly messing that up. I was like,
yeah. I like
Black. I mean, Steve.
so wait, fuck. Greg and Steve, both of you guys actually told me that you have this rule where you
Yeah.
don't call people by their gamer tags when
Not in
you're,
person.
like-
No, it's so
No, not
weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I adhered
Yeah.
to that. Yeah, but
that'd
it's
be
weird
gross.
because before I never used to call you guys by your first names.
No. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
huge transition. That's why
So
everyone was
for
messing up.
me-
That's why it was hilarious.
Yeah,
It was
you
hard.
guys were fine, but like
Sort of.
Yeah.
That point.
yeah.
3 beers in or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But-
it was fantastic.
Nice.
That first
Yeah, it
day
was-
was magical. It was literally a fucking dream come true for me. Because like
It's a
I've always
crazy thing.
dreamt of meeting you guys, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It,
just
it
to
was like
have
it
it
was just bound to
actually
happen, and it was gonna happen regardless. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so strange because it was so not a big deal, but a huge deal at the same time. And the fact that like there hasn't been that many other people I've met online that have that same kind of like instant
Yeah.
like gravitas toward.
Yeah, yeah. And like speaking to that, I've always like said beforehand, like with all of you guys, like I literally not to get all like weird and everything, but like
No, it's
I
weird.
literally treat you guys like you guys are my like you guys are on like a higher pedestal than like real
Well,
life
yeah, I know
people,
you
like,
picked
yeah.
Porpy as like your best man. I was like, oh man, he
Yeah.
really
Again, another
like,
person I met online.
Exactly. He was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, we're really up there.
Right. So there's something to say about the relationships you make with people before you meet them, before you have, because the internet with its anonymity, like it makes it easy to just kind of sidetrack and like okay, this guy's a acquaintance. So.
I mean, it's also just the people you spend the most time with,
Right.
And like
Exactly.
you know the longest, essentially. Like I mean, we're at the point, even though we're all friends made online.
Mhm.
We knew each other probably at that point longer than most of our actual like.
Yeah.
in
Honestly.
It's been like 10
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, something
And even
crazy.
hanging out with them, you know.
My team.
Like I've known
Man.
you guys all know at this point for over 10 years, for sure.
That's
Nuts.
true.
Yeah, yeah, same
No.
here. Man.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Now, to bring it back a little bit, I guess that's for the most part. That is my intro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That was the intro.
there's nothing.
40 minutes in. That's the intro.
Well, we kind of touched
50.
base for
Started more.
everybody in general.
That's
At
kinda
the
weird.
aspect right before or
Yeah.
right after Left 4 Dead 2 started for us. So I want to hear how everybody else's story started leading up to Left 4 Dead 2 and all that.
That's fair.
Okay. I kind of touched upon my things already, so let's hear. I don't know. You pick someone.
I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I basically started like I loved everything video games, anything that was like just basically related to them. Like I remember, I think that first exposure was like in like my everyone has a PC because it's like important in your house to have a PC just in general.
Yeah.
But like my mom would have one, and then Blockbuster would like give out free pinball games, and so that was like my first like free game. Let's play it. And it was like this is amazing. And then my uncle got into them. Like he would sell me these weird like obscure MS DOS games that you to like type in like specific commands
Oh, I
into
remember
MS
you
DOS.
mentioned this in the previous
Old
episode.
school shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like, so one, it was cool to type it because you felt like a cool, smart person typing
Mm-hmm.
in games. But then it was like, oh, they get this cool, like, 32-bit, cool ass racing game based on animals who attack each other with hedgehogs. It was bizarre stuff, super out there stuff. So I loved it from the beginning. And so I would play anything. I mean, N64 was huge. And then I skipped a lot of, I think I had PS2 was the next one. While playing weird in between, I would have like PC games occasionally on the side, like Battlefield. I played a lot of just stuff like that. And Halo was huge. It was huge. That was the reason I got an Xbox. I mean, that was massive.
Mm-hmm.
And it started me down the path of like Xbox 360, all the Halo 2, all those games, Gears of War, a lot of shooters. And then I got into PC gaming for the intense shooters like Left 4 Dead and TF2. It's all massive. That's pretty much where I went. Basically, at my start.
All right.
In a nutshell.
It's fairly easy.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little more.
Oh, I can go back if you want to. Do you want to touch on any?
That was a previous
none of those
episode.
eras?
Yeah,
That was a previous
I'm just
episode.
saying in general that was smooth as silk right there.
Thank you.
Steve-O.
So my background, I guess it really is kind of two major sides. The first side was MMORPGs, hardcore PvE. Basically, I played World of Warcraft since it came out.
Fucking nerd.
Did the whole raiding community thing there. That whole fucking shit. The whole side of MMOs, I was all part of. I've probably played every MMO there is up to this point. And then the other half was competitive FPS, and I was playing at the time mostly Halo, the Halo CE on PC. Did some competitive leagues there. Probably logged over 5,000 hours of Halo at that time. This is all prior to that, and then Left 4 Dead 1 was a really big part of that as well. So it was more like Halo transitioning to Left 4 Dead 1, then sort of back to Halo, and then that's when I finally got into Left 4 Dead 2 and like met you guys and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But really, in terms of gaming, most of it was split between Halo and World of Warcraft, other than just like Xbox, PS.
I hated World of Warcraft. I could not understand that shit. It was so boring to me. All those MMOs. Hated
I
them.
actually dabbled in World of Warcraft a little bit during the times I played Left 4 Dead 2 and found a guild with, I think, like 2 or 3 people that I actually worked with at my first job.
Oh, nice.
It was very strange. It was very weird, but I had fun. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Gross.
I didn't mind that grind. Sorry, just a little bit there.
That's the game. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those games where it's great when it came out, but then it's just got worse over time.
So expensive.
Yeah. Because it
Yeah.
definitely,
Oh yeah.
it definitely went to the Care Bear kind of route now. Because I remember like World of Warcraft back then was like, oh man, it was so difficult to like grind that game and like get levels. And now you get XP for like fucking logging in. Like it's
Well, I would always
Yeah.
compare it to Diablo 2, which was well, not free, but you paid $20 or whatever, $40. You got the game, and then it was all you could do whatever the fuck you want, and then it was free. So I was like, yes, that's my shit. I played the shit out of Diablo 2.
Me too,
but
me too.
Not
Di-
wow.
Yeah.
Diablo
I think
2
wow.
is, like-
wow. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna go into my thing. Well, no,
Go
go
for
ahead,
it.
go ahead, finish up.
No, you go on your thing.
No, Steve was gonna say something.
No. You're good. You're
Steve,
good.
go.
You're good. Okay, so World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft. No, it's just it had always been the standard for MMO games, and
Yeah.
it was one of those things where once you had played it for so long, you couldn't really look at any other kind of game that tried to imitate it the same way. I think now, having played a bunch of other ones, I'd say probably my favorite MMO game was Guild Wars 2.
That's a good
After all
choice,
that,
yeah.
yeah, I think overall it had the best pay model because it was buy once.
Nick, what are you doing?
Yeah, seriously.
Opening a beer, but it's clicking. So
I'm
sorry.
literally
I'm so
watching.
sorry.
I'm watching
Click,
my
click,
desktop
click,
audio
click,
mixer
click,
like
click.
peak.
Like it just kept
Yeah.
going. I was like, just please
Like-
stop.
Still waiting for the next MMO game to come out. That's going to be great because
I'll
That's
tell
been
you.
a big one in a
good.
while.
Aren't any good ones so far.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
there
I'll
hasn't
tell
been
you
a
the
good
next
one out.
big one. It's going to be Camelot Unchained. I'm closely following it. So, all right, this is a good segue into my. So before World of Warcraft and everything, my first ever MMO was this game called Dark Age of Camelot.
Oh my god, that was a disaster, wasn't it?
No, it was great. It was amazing. It was awesome.
Thinking of a different game.
And, no, because it was one of the few ones that was very PvP centered. You go into the battlegrounds and like millions of people and shit like that.
Revolutionary,
And,
as they say.
Afterwards, like that kind of went out, and I started playing World of Warcraft and loved it. And anyway,
So many nerds.
before that, I played CS 1.6 like competitively with friends and everything like that. Yeah, and that was my first like. It wasn't even 1.6. It was like one. I played the beta, and then I played all the iterations and stuff until 1.3, and then I kind of fell off, and then came back into it and all this stuff. And anyway, I want to scoot forward towards Left 4 Dead.
You play CSGO? Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is even before CSGO. But so I remember my friends kind of talking to me about Left 4 Dead. Saying like, oh, it's just like it's cool and stuff. And one thing people know about me is that I'm very skittish when it comes to like horror games.
Oh yeah.
And the way they told me about Left 4 Dead 2 was kind of in a way that it was scary. So in my head, I'd already like put Left 4 Dead 2 into never gonna play it kind of pal. But as I got older and stuff, like I was already like heavily into TF2, and I was bored, and I had a credit card, and I bought it. And oh yeah, so one thing they told me about how spooky The Witch was.
Oh yeah, very spooky.
And and you can tell like the way someone describes The Witch to you makes it sound scarier than it actually is.
Oh yeah, no, the concept
Yeah.
is way more terrifying.
Yeah, so I was like, that was another reason why. Yeah, but I ended up
that was the
playing
best. That was the funniest thing about how I remember when I first started playing, and I learned that once you get in the competitive scene, people
Yeah.
start breaking and shit down like Steve does.
Like
basically.
Steve, yeah.
And like once I learned that, I want to learn that the witch does not respond to a lot of stuff. Like people are like, oh, be quiet. The witch is here. Like you can't like shoot your gun and stuff. Like she kind of responds, but like, she
Walk
won't care
right
unless
up
you.
to her.
Yeah, exactly. She won't care until you literally are in her face.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
remember the last episode
Yeah.
where I mentioned like how we're now acclimated to kind of trying to break a game
Right.
and stuff, and like Left 4 Dead 2, we broke the fuck out of.
Well, when you put 3,000 hours in it, you have to.
Yeah, like we broke
You've
it.
experienced
Like,
everything.
there's
Yeah, I
one
mean,
way to win, and that's it. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's like you play this game, you'd have like a charger charging at you full speed, and you're like,
Yeah.
let me just swing my crowbar and
Right.
get the one pixel that's gonna kill it in one hit.
Why not try it?
So like that happened, and and I just kept playing it, and I eventually, this is something we didn't actually talk about. I figured out. I was trying to look at like versus, and it doesn't appeal to me. The games take too fucking long, and I'm afraid of like disappointing teammates. So I thought, okay, I'll play one of the lesser games. Scavenge. Oh, that sounds fun. You just take the cans.
Yeah,
You
it's
fill it
crazy
in.
how it's so crazy we could not have met. You know, just
without
hadn't-
without these things, these events happening,
yeah,
right?
very
In each of our
very
lives.
very specific things happening.
Yeah, like different timelines.
It's nuts.
Yeah, and like really fucking enjoyed it. I loved filling cans. I loved like it was so simple to understand. Like one map, four survivors.
Well, that's how it is now. It's like League of Legends was like there was the one map, and then
Yeah,
it's becoming more and more simplified for sure.
and that really
Definitely.
appealed to me. And like I just kept doing that every day. I was excited to wake up and like have my like fake coffee and like play Scavenge. I don't drink real coffee, by the way. I don't like coffee, but
What?
I drink this like weird like sugar. I used to drink this weird instant coffee that was like no caffeine, but it tasted amazing.
Why?
We'll get into that when we talk about ourselves.
Just dirt and cup.
Can we just talk about how weird Bella is in general? We can just have a podcast about that.
This goes right up there when we discovered milk in a bag. I mean,
Okay, I had nothing to
stuff
do with
we
that.
have to know.
No, it's Canadian thing. No, it's definitely a Canadian thing for sure.
Yep, for sure.
But yeah, playing that, I loved it, and we've already spoken about how we met, and like that was how that came about.
Yeah.
Like Greg was saying, it is actually interesting that if I hadn't have just been bored at 3 a.m. with my credit card buying Left 4 Dead 2.
No, I always think about it. And
Yeah.
if Steve was like in Tennessee, like would I go the extra like 2 hours to go meet him? No, probably not. You know, it's like it's just this very specific thing happened to work out.
And it's weird.
I mean,
go ahead.
No, it's Steve talk.
The like when I got on to Left 4 Dead 2 and sort of got that invite to the Scavenge community, like that was completely random. Like I hadn't played Left 4 Dead 2 in like months prior to that.
Right.
So it was like just completely random, and I could have probably like just missed you guys.
Yeah, I think most
past
interactions
that.
I had with Nick was random because, like I said, he wasn't on the competitive side as much. So it was
Yeah.
literally just like, oh, Nick's on. He's playing. He's fun to play with. I'll play with him. There was no like other incentive other than that. So it just
I feel like
happened to work
if Nick hadn't
for years.
Yeah, if Nick hadn't gotten into TF2 in such a big way during the time I was, like, again, another like thing I wouldn't have
If
mentioned.
you hadn't separated from that initial group in such a big way, I might have kind of like meandered towards the other group, and then might have fizzled out. Could have gone home, but so many.
Wait, am I the reason then?
No. I mean, no one's the direct. I'm saying
It was a compliment.
line up.
I mean, have you seen your booty? That's why we followed.
People be talking about my booty. Always be talking.
He's a fun
Always
boy.
be booty.
I mean, there are plenty of stories we could talk about you if we wanted to really get into
I
the
know.
weird shit. There's some
Now-
fun stuff.
I had a question, kind of an interesting question for all of you.
Break it
Now,
down.
I touched in a little bit of how my mom kind of disapproved
Mhm.
for the most part and still does. Did you guys ever open up to your, I guess, real friends or
Yeah, let me take this one first because I have a pretty...
and your parents? I want to hear your parents' aspect
Oh.
if you said anything.
Here's the
All right,
thing.
correct.
My parents, one had divorced already, so I kind of had like a very loose connection in terms of like family. I was kind of like, oh, you know what? I'll just tell them whatever kind of thing, and they'll just deal with it kind of thing. So it was very much like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go travel and see Canada, the foreign land of Canada, because my whole thing was like, they speak English, it's close enough. Like worst case scenario, I just do my own thing, whatever. Like if it doesn't work out, it turns out to be an asshole. So I'd planned up for it to be like a trip on itself for the wedding. So yeah, I definitely was very minimal. I didn't tell them, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see this random guy I don't know at all, I've never met, kind of thing. Go to his wedding, not a big deal. I just kind of downplayed it.
They're like, hey, free food. Okay.
Yeah, that was my thing.
Oh, y'all got fed, man. The food
Hell
was
yeah.
bomb. Holy shit.
I still think about that chicken.
Yeah.
God,
I remember
I'm scared.
Jacob being like, how do you make that biryani and stuff? And I thought he was just
Jacob.
trying to be nice. And then,
Story.
but I told him,
made
man,
it.
he actually made it. Like, I was
Yeah.
like super
Dude, he
impressed.
can cook.
Yeah,
can
no,
cook.
no. Jacob's a
Just can't
man.
watch movies.
Jacob's a man of little words, but many talents.
No, Jacob's great.
Well, I
Also
think we're
Path of
underplaying
Exile.
how good Jacob was at games too, or is.
We haven't talked about Jacob at all.
Well, he is
No.
a gamer.
He was another member of our team.
I feel like he needs to have his own little intro himself.
Yeah, we'll bring him in at some point. He's a guest speaker for sure. He's definitely good there.
His intro will be more awkward than Steve's.
yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, I didn't tell.
Would
I'm
be
not. I,
great.
mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm not super close to my family, so it was very easy to just be kind of distant about it. I don't know about Steve.
Now, what about your friends? Did you let your friends know of anything? Or
Yeah,
they're
they
right
know
here.
you guys. Like, yeah. Well, no, I have other friends,
I'm not sure.
but they were all like, they knew. They're like, oh yeah, those guys you've been hanging out and talking about for like, whenever on the weekends playing with them. Yeah, no, you're gonna be fine. Like once you hang out with people for years,
well,
I think it's gonna be all right.
my family already knew about you guys like way before.
Yeah.
Like I used to like talk, and also my friends knew about you guys like and stuff. In fact, you guys have like been in voice chats with my friends here too.
Yeah, the real life friends.
So for me, it's a boring story. But Steve,
Yeah, so I guess My parents were pretty okay with it at that time.
Boring. Come
Yeah,
on.
because at that point, like they had already known that I knew you guys for so long, and at that point, I was like old enough. I was like, okay, you're an adult, you get to make your own decisions. Like, you know,
If you want to get fucked in Canada, that's fine.
exactly. Yeah,
Oh
basically.
my god.
No, but they basically knew that, like, you know, you guys were legit at that point. I mean, because I had already met Greg. We went camping together, essentially.
Oh, we went camping together.
Camping together. Yeah, that's what they call it.
God.
Ate
Cowboy
some
hats.
beans, ate some corn.
Yeah,
I have
to
a
the
question
country.
to you, Steve. How did you explain us to Ray? I know Greg's met Ray before and stuff, but how do you explain the rest of it?
How did I explain the rest of you?
That you're gonna take her to Canada.
Well,
Originally I wasn't going to take her, and then yeah, it was like you were my gamer friends or whatever. But then it worked out because my brother, remember, was getting married the week beforehand.
Yeah.
So we were already in Illinois,
Oh,
which is
okay.
like right by
Sort of
Toronto.
close.
Yeah, so it's
So
like,
you were like
you
a
know,
wedding tour.
Exactly. So I went
right.
to I did my brother's wedding, and then we hopped on a train, went up to Ohio, and took a plane over to Toronto,
Ah.
what? Where at Ohio?
Chicago.
Chicago's out in Ohio.
Oh, sorry, not
Close enough.
Chicago. Close enough. Yeah, sorry,
These
Chicago.
guys are Americans. ladies and
Bella would have
gentlemen.
agreed with you. He'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
I would have. Honestly, I
Ohio.
would have. Honestly, when
God.
Steve said it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
He's
Dude, don't
confident.
Don't ask me about geography, okay? I skipped all those classes. Yeah,
Skipped
so
all those states, too.
Yeah, I skipped all those states.
yeah, this thing is, again, we weren't children.
No
We weren't,
wonder I
like-
was late for the plane. We were in the wrong state.
When I first met Steve and when we went camping, I was, I think, 20 or something, 21 maybe, and you were also 20. And then we had another friend who lived in Virginia, Various, who was like
Various,
18 or
I had,
whatever.
to, I had to talk to his
Ooh.
parents to pick him up.
Barely legal.
'Cause I don't think he had a car.
No,
so he wasn't able to pick him up.
I drove to pick him up, and his parents answered the door, and like, I mean, they were fine. It was just like, I was like, oh god, this is so awkward, but it all worked out.
Yeah,
Did
that's
you have
more-
to like
There's
sweet
a
talk
white
him
boy
to
at
let?
the door.
No.
Hit it big.
No. it
That's
was
how
all
my
fun.
parents would have reacted. I'm just kidding.
Gave him a ride there, and that was the weekend that Ray got in a car accident, like broke her leg, and I
Oh,
had no
jeez.
cell service. So I was driving Various home, and then I found out about all that shit, and I was like, oh fuck, because like,
Oh my
you
god.
know, yeah. So I had to drive him home and then drive back to Richmond. It was all
Very eventful.
Holy shit.
very
dude.
eventful. Yeah, I didn't,
That's
great
heavy.
weekend, but didn't hear about any of that. Yeah, till
Yeah.
afterwards.
Wow.
Everything's good now, though.
Yeah,
That's
I guess,
good.
I guess that's
Yeah,
how
crazy
our parents
history.
felt. I don't know if
How'd
yours
it work
felt.
out?
Yeah, it was all crazy. But yeah, my parents were cool with it, really. Because I had already like done webcam shit and like seen you guys at that
Done
point.
web-
Naked.
webcam
on
stuff.
webcam.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
Naked.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll call it podcasts. Podcasts.
Now, here's another question. What do you guys see for the future? What is in your own imagination? What do you imagine the Goon Squad maybe becoming as individuals, as a group of friends, or the podcast and everything that we do together? What do you see?
Let me go
Yeah.
first.
We're gonna be a Valorant pro team, right? Just kidding.
Hell no.
Greg. Go ahead.
Let me go first. I was gonna say I got my wedding come up, so it's kind of like a hopefully a back and forth. I mean, maybe you don't show up, maybe you do. I don't know. But if someone shows up and we get most of the goons together again, get a goon reunion, it'd be great.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's definitely. I kind of don't like how it's kind of degraded just the four of us. I mean, there's like chicken somewhat.
There's
a
so
couple other
many,
people.
yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, it'd be nice to go back to like those old school days where we had TF2 and we just kind of expanded to 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to expand some more.
It's almost like we need a I don't know, like we are the Goon Squad, but we have like other people. Like I think
There
the
are
five
honorary
of us,
members.
the
Yes,
five of
there's
us are
Ray,
the Goon Squad.
Rachel,
Rachel
there's-
does too.
Need a community.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what if we had like a reunion or whatever? Like,
Oh yeah,
great.
there's also a couple Canadians.
Like just
for
bring
sure.
in everybody that is under our Goon umbrella.
underage.
like
Not
5
a
years,
reunion.
5 years
It's-
minimum.
That'd be wild as shit. That'd be
Yeah.
a big ass orgy.
Yeah, we always talked about doing like group vacations. So, the whole coronavirus kind of fucked that up.
I know.
Yeah.
And like finally I am unshackled like by like like work and all this stuff. So
Bought a house. I'm on fucking shackles.
Yeah, I'm also getting there. Life comes up, man. I mean, that's the reason why you don't have a
selling a
4-year-old
house
game.
now.
But I mean, even though we all see each other as really, really close friends, or even our best friends in our own lives, do you still see yourself putting in the effort to keep going?
Oh hell yeah!
And for how long?
I'm gonna
at some point for sure.
Yeah, I don't particularly like that question because like I'm gonna be gaming until I'm fucking dead, like 100%.
Yeah,
in some form or the other. I'm still gonna be talking to you guys like all the fucking time. I feel like the four of us, we're never gonna fade away where we're too busy or whatever. Like
Yeah, I mean, this is in essence my social life.
Yeah, same. Honestly,
as sad and pitiful as it sounds, it's not really.
In a way, it's less sad because like hell, a lot of people like drift off from friends.
Yeah,
and stuff
I was gonna say,
and like, we'll never have that. I don't think.
Because I have some real friends that have like are starting to get married and like they're having kids and stuff, and suddenly it's like, oh, we can't really hang out. But you guys are always, for the most part, online, or at least you could like, send a message to. And it's less awkward than like a real life friend where you have like Facebook message or like actually text. It's the whole.
I can speak to that too, as well, because like, you don't necessarily get to choose the friends you have in real life. To a certain degree,
happen to be there.
They just happen to be there and stuff. They're on their own paths, or whatever and stuff. We got to choose each other.
True.
And because of very similar interests, very similar schedules, very similar everything, and enough time has passed that like this cannot not go any way apart from us like just hanging out all the fucking time.
What you're saying is you're gonna send me a ring in the mail?
I'm gonna be sending you. So here's an inside joke with the Goonsquad.
Yeah, let's go.
I thought he was gonna say dick pics.
I enjoy combing through gay porn just to like take screenshots. Take screenshots of O faces from
non-sexual screenshots.
There's no genitalia whatsoever. It's just the heads of people. And I've been
shoulder top crops of actors.
Over the years, I've been texting Greg and Steve these pictures, and I would send them to you as well, Nick. I just didn't have your number at that time.
You're good. I kind of count that as a blessing right now.
You don't want this.
And like
I've seen some examples, but
that's gonna be like the ending of Citizen Kane. Like, if you guys don't hear from me for a while, you'll just get.
What is that?
A naked boy on a desk.
That's the porn star, Nick.
There's a bunch of them.
That'll be like a rosebud moment if you guys don't hear from me for a while, and then you just.
What is that?
So it's not just gay porn. It's like just like a random dude's face. I'll just send it to Chris.
This is gay porn.
That's 100% gay porn. Yeah.
My God.
Those guys had amazing on-screen chemistry, but
imagine.
I'll always be doing it. Like little quirks and stuff. That's what makes us weird. That's what makes us like together. And
the fact that we don't block you is just the true test of
Oh wait, funny thing.
I'll make sure to bring this clip up when I'm arrested for these pictures. I'm just
yeah. No, funny thing. I remember it started off with Greg. I was sending him all this stuff, and then I moved on to Steve as well. I remember at some point Greg changed his number, and I was sending these pictures to some person, and they literally, after like a month of me doing it, said, "Who are you? Please stop sending me these things."
Oh my God.
And you knew it wasn't me. I would never say that.
No, you wouldn't. No, yeah.
You would encourage it.
Yeah.
Did you really like, oh shit, I'm sorry?
No, I just said, sorry, and I just deleted the number.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's,
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like, that's pretty much gay porn is how we all... That's the gayest thing we can all connect around. I understand. It makes sense.
Oh my God.
A beautiful group of boys, and the world should know.
God. Well, anyway, we're going to bring it back. Yes, I plan on doing this for as long as I possibly can as well. You guys are fantastic individuals. You have a huge part of my heart. You're big pieces of my life. So thank you to the Goon Squad, the OGs, the family, and all of that. But I think, unless you guys got something else to add, I think this is a good spot to shut her
Wrap
down.
things up.
Absolutely.
So, any last things that you want to add in? Anybody?
Oh my God, it's a
Getting better than
Rachel.
gay porn.
That's something.
Let's keep it going, boys. Keep it going
Heck
for another
yeah.
20 years
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, no. Until I'm dead.
Cheers to that.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me wrap up at the end.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Go for it.
At the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna send it around. We'll get socials for the last time, and then we'll shut it down. So we'll start
Don't
with
have
Greg.
any. That's bro. GPJ add me on Steam.
Okay.
Steve?
Steve?
Nothing?
Blackened X27 on Twitch, or just Blackened on Steam.
Okay. As
Okay.
for me, oh, you want to go first, Nick? Yeah.
No, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, all right. Bella_Swift on Twitch. I will eventually be getting back to streaming soon. Good vibes, positive energy. Let's get it. Also, Twitter, I am Dion and stuff. But more importantly, y'all can now tweet us. Right down here in the video, you'll see Twitter @officialGNSD. Any suggestions, any shout outs you want, any ideas that you want us to kind of talk about or anything, please get in touch with us. We will respond literally like that. We love you guys, and yeah, that's it for me. Nick?
And wrap it up. Lead Demon on Twitch and Steam. Feel free to add me. Or @Nicholas_Delk on Twitter. Hit us all up. This has been a fantastic episode, if I must say. This has been one of the most
might be the best
laugh-filled ones.
This might be the best one.
Yeah. And with all that celebratory dancing and disapproval from Greg's fiance Rachel.
Oh, look,
This has
I'm
been
dabbing
another-
in 2020.
This has been another fantastic Goon Squad podcast. We'll see you next. Take care.
Run while you can.
Peace.